We're going to talk about not just heart attack, but how can you predict where you're at in this whole world of insulin resistance. As I look at risks for heart attack. So when I'm talking about the ketogenic diet and I have folks in front of me that aren't well versed in what it is the purpose of the ketogenic diet is, you'll hear people say, I'm on the ketogenic diet until I lose so many pounds, or keto's for weight loss. And sure, you'll lose some weight, but it is almost an injustice. It's almost insulting when I hear patients say that that's the only thing the ketogenic diet has to offer. I really find it a restoration of your health, an improvement of your mitochondria and your metabolism. And of course, in the minor education of folks, they will instantly jump to seeing all that fat and saying, isn't it going to increase your risk of a heart attack? So this study that you can see quoted at the bottom of the slide says there are 5 things that say, how can we predict who is going to have a heart attack? And it really relates to inflammation. So the first thing that we look at is that you have a blood pressure greater than 130/85. Once again, measuring this at home is a much better way to predict your real blood pressure than to trust what it looks like in my office. As much as I can do a blood pressure checkup 2 or 3 times while you're in my presence, a reflection of what your blood pressure does over time at home is a better measurement. Don't look at the cartoon there. That 138/90 isn't correct. It's 130/85 that is the right number. You want to have it less than that. When you spend time with a high blood pressure above 130 or above 85, you're not going to have a heart attack tomorrow, but it is one of the predictors that there is something that is inflaming the body and that high pressure inside those blood vessels is making you at risk for a heart attack. As you look back at our inflamed patient, we go to the next one. It is a blood sugar, a fasting blood sugar greater than 100. In fact, an average blood sugar for healthy people should be 73. That equates to a hemoglobin A1C under 5. It's like 4.6 or something. Your average blood sugars should be in the 70s and 80s. They can pop up after you eat, but the healthy person, the healthy patient who's not on track for a heart attack has a fasting blood sugar under 100. Now, we don't say the word diabetes until that fasting blood sugar gets to be 126, but it doesn't mean that you're safe from the shackles of growing a heart attack. So again, getting that blood sugar under 100 in the mornings is what we want. When it's above that, it gives you a risk for a heart attack. So the next I have ApoA written there. What I'm really trying to say is that your hemoglobin A1, or excuse me, your HDL or your healthy cholesterol is what I want you to have. In men, I want it to be greater than 40, and in women, I want it to be greater than 50. As you look at that process for how to raise healthy cholesterol, it is in part related to the inflammation present in your body. It's also very connected to your blood sugars. When blood sugars start to run high, your healthy cholesterol in the setting of higher insulin start performing like a kamikaze. They just dive outside the kidney and they sacrifice themselves. And that's very unfortunate, but that's how the numbers get so low. When the insulin goes down is when the HDL starts to rise. But it can be a long time. Your HDL doesn't give me a great measurement of your insulin. So we can next one, which is measuring your waistlines. And if you have a waist size of 40 inches or greater for men, or 35 inches or greater for women, that is a predictor of a heart attack. And it's not without, you actually have to measure it. Those numbers are real. I have lots of stories that I've told on previous videos about people being big boned when really they're just overweight. So this is a blood test again. A blood triglycerides greater than 150. When that's present, when those triglycerides are above 150, is when the risk for heart attack grows higher. So those 5 things: blood pressure, morning fasting glucose, HDL, waist circumference, and triglycerides give you a picture of metabolic syndrome. And when we say metabolic syndrome, we are really talking about people who have high insulin. They're insulin resistant. And when you're on the ketogenic diet, that story of insulin resistance becomes greater and greater and greater. The more of these that you acquire, the more risks you have, the more confident I can be in predicting, is your body resistant to insulin? Are you insulin resistant? But I would contend it's still not the best answer for how to improve your guess for, do you have high insulin or not?
Please subscribe to my channel. And don't forget to click the notification bell so you don't miss out on any new videos. Stay tuned.